Hey folks, welcome back. We're getting ready to do the fourth scenario for the heirs, and I just have to say something. Um, this Portal Seekers sheet was like buried in my stuff, and I never bothered reading it. And I learned so much that I should have known like hours and hours and hours and days ago. So let me explain a few things. So firstly, uh, I think I said this at the tail end of the last scenario. This anomaly and this, they are both out of the game. They're only used if you do the anomaly expansion, which is like part of the PvP thing. So if you're playing solo and co-op, you will never use those tokens. Take them out. I'm even putting them in a little baggie like this, so that way I never get them out again. They are not to be used. And then there's one other thing that I learned. For the relic cards, you only use the relic cards that has this little symbol. It's a symbol of a, it looks like a little bird flying with a bucket. Okay, that little bird flying with a bucket is the symbol you need to use. So any relic card that does not have that symbol, whether it's the base game or the expansion, you're supposed to take out. And so all those relics that we were drawing, there was a whole bunch of them that we were playing with. I remember I had like the tripwire a while ago, and then I was complaining about one that was pretty useless, the crystal ball. Actually, the crystal ball does work for this. Dang it, I didn't like that one. But even the one where I got to choose to steal source from the other player or gain 6, just in the last mission we just did, it did not have that symbol. So I was playing with a full relic deck, and you're actually supposed to reduce your relic deck. So I don't know what happens to me sometimes, but I miss some of the most obvious things, and so accept my apologies there, and just know that um, you're not supposed to play with that stuff, and it's going to make the game easier. And all the things that was frustrating me are now resolved, right? Because I don't have to worry about these dang things entering the game that are ruining the win conditions. Okay, so our fortress is here, and I know you can barely see it. I may end up building those minaret towers here. Also, you can barely see it, but it's the only way I could fit the whole thing into the camera. I think I could have maybe rotated a little bit more to the right, but it would have required some work. But with the way it's rotated now, you could see the tail end of this. This is the very last space in this direction, and those are the very last spaces in that direction. So I did somehow figure out how to get all this in. This is just my cord from my camera, so please forgive me there. I do have 10 health, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here so you can see the health marker. You may not be able to read it, but you can at least see it. And they start with massive towers, of course, in the game. So let's talk about what are our goals and what are we going to do. Well, first things first, the objective is we need to defeat Cram the Mighty at least once. He does have the ability to come back in the game, and we're going to get to that in a second. Then the other one is one of our units needs to take damage from an artillery die and not be defeated. It sounds really hard, but when you think about it, I don't know. It actually seems like it might not be as hard as I think. I think the bigger thing is being able to survive the artillery die. I mean, that part might be hard, but I think we're going to have plenty of opportunity for the artillery die to hit us. And then, of course, we have to defeat their gate. So this is like the kind of scenario I like, even if I'm not going to win it. This one is just brute force. One player wins against the other. I sort of like that. I mean, all the cutesiness of some of these scenarios sort of drives me a little crazy. But obviously, and then if we failed to find the source core, this is the thing where we had to destroy the 5 landmarks, right? We did that. If we would have failed to do that, we would have had to do it here. So we would have had to defeat 5 landmarks here, in addition to all the other scenarios objectives. So that would make this mission a lot harder. Okay, the next thing is during the prep phase, we get CP equal to our current source amount. And you're going to see that here. The amount of CP that we use is equal to our source. So if we have 20 source, we get to deploy 20 CP worth of units. And look at this, we start the game with 20 source. So I could theoretically spend nothing and just launch 20 CP worth of minions at the enemy. I don't know how well that would go or what's going to happen, but that's insanity. And anyways, there you go. That's part of it. So now the AI notes is when they build the stronghold level 1, they're going to use the artillery die. They use it if we're within 3 hexes of the gate. So it won't get rolled until then. First roll range, second roll damage. So it is possible they won't hit anything. But let's say they do damage you. And they go after whoever has the most health, which is helping us to accomplish that objective up here. If the damage defeats the unit, the die stays in the game and it's reset for the next wave. If they do not defeat us, the artillery die is removed from the game. So if we can get hit by the artillery die and survive, we get the objective and the die is gone from the game. So it's a double win for us. Cram the Mighty is going to have makeshift wings, which means he's flying. When he's defeated, those wings get discarded, and then he comes back to play without it, the equipment. And then, of course, he goes after the closest faction or spire, and he only takes attack upgrades. Everything else is pretty standard. Here, the Battleborn are going. If I roll a 1 or a 2, they're going to. 3 of them are going to come in staging A. If I roll a 3 or a 4, 2 Aegis are going to be in staging B. So they could come into the different staging area, and then the 5 and a 6 will summon Cram back if he's not already. If he's dead. If he's not, he gains 2 health, which sucks. Let me show you the 2 staging areas, A and B. Staging area A is right here. So I made sure that stayed in the map. And staging area B is right here, which is also in the map. So the Aegis would come here, and then the Battleborn would come there. So, of course, both of those are pretty close to us. We got a tall order here. There's a lot of temptation to just take the 20 CP and just massively assault them. I mean, my gosh, that's 4. That's 9. 13. 17. 18, 19, 20. I'd be able to send all of those. But none of them would be upgraded. I don't know. I mean, that sounds awesome. To be able to send the Windrush, a Royal Talon, 3 Harriers, and 2 Hummingers, each with an Elfin Kazi attached to them. That sounds like an amazing opportunity. So we'll think about that. I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, well, maybe we really should, like do that upgrade that lets us get extra CP every round, right? That one makes sense. We may want to do that. It's and obviously this faction doesn't let us go up to 30, like the Brannin did. But anyways, 20 is pretty impressive. I mean, what else could we get? We can get the Harrier training, the Joust training, the usual suspects. Okay, I'm still going to heavily think about that. All right, so what else do we got going on? We do have to roll a die to see... here, let's just roll a die and I'll tell you what the outcome is. It's a 2. And so I'll show you right now what we just rolled for. All Battleborn deployed in this scenario are going to be promoted, no matter what. So that means the staging area A guys are going to be promoted. I think that might be better than the Aegis, although the Aegis being promoted, they only move 1 space at a time. That makes them pretty crappy. And then this one being promoted would be the worst of all, because the Source Siege, even though there's only 1 of them in the game, that's a 4 range guy, and I love that 4 range guy. Okay, that's really it. Um, uh, for the uh, for the waves, they are going to be building a lot of buildings, so we're going to read those as we go. And here they construct towers to defend their fortress. So their fortress is just getting more and more powerful as it goes. The stronghold level 1 is the artillery die, so that's going to be available from the start. And then you can see they're only going to be deploying 3 guys here, and then it progressively gets better. The architect, by the way, is going to build towers for them. So you can see they got a lot of architects coming out. And then towards the end, they got the source siege upgraded. Everything's upgraded, and then all kinds of stuff. But we're going to be able to. We're doing Willing Wings and Mass Event. So the Mass Event is we get to take. Let's say we're on wave 5 here, the final wave. We get to force them to use the wave 4 units instead. So that's what Mass Event is, and that's an awesome one. And I already forgot what the other one is, so I'm looking it up again real quick. So, Wheeling Wings. At the start of scenario, construct a spire on any non-path hex on the isle adjacent to your fortress. And it could be, yeah, whatever we want, a regal lookout or a minaret. It'll probably be a regal, although a minaret can shoot against air. I still like the idea of the regal. And yeah, the mass event. So we're going to definitely use both of our upgrades. And so, yeah, I'm going to build a regal lookout tower with an attack and a range. And they said it can be anywhere in our in our first tile, which is this guy, right? So this is a nice spot because we can hit any of these 3 areas here. And it is off the camera. I apologize, but it's basically 2 spaces away from the road, so they can't ever hit it. I could put it here, which is a little risky because, as you can tell, that if they're coming along the road, they could damage the Regal Lookout Tower. But that Regal Lookout Tower is definitely going to be able to do some damage, though. I could also put it here, which, with its range, could hit here, like this. That's actually a little better because when they get to here, they're not going to care about hitting our tower. They're going to hit the fortress. So yeah, I'm actually going to put it right here. I think that's a perfect spot. And the Regal Lookout Tower will be able to hit, well, actually, they don't have any incorporeal guys, but I like this because this will hit here, and if I upgrade the range even more, I could hit even further back. And then the Elfin Kazi can do some nice damage from here, too. Okay, yeah, that's a wonderful upgrade to be able to do that. Yeah, love that location and that tower. And I'm going to go ahead and put an Elfin Kazi on it because he's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll the event die. Roll that beautiful bean footage. So I rolled a 6, which is, if in play, Cram the Mighty gains 2 health. If defeated, technically he's not in play. He's going to be dispatched, but I guess that means I'll give him 2 health anyways. So Cram the Mighty is here with full health, and I'm going to give him 2 more now. Like so. Okay, they build Stronghold level 1, and Stronghold level 1 for them means they have the artillery die. So I gotta grab that from them. So the artillery die is this. So the way it works is we'd roll it once. That means he has a range of 4, and it means he's going to do 4 damage. So that would have been awful if that was a real roll against us. Okay, so now is, well, got to grab the market. So here's our Earthscape. And then we got to grab 3 items from the market. We have 20 source to work with. Oh, I only grabbed 2, but the first one is a hammer and chisel, which is really nice. Next one is a splash. And then the last one is an elite duelist who is decent, especially since we're going up against a tower right away. He may not be a bad idea. But that's spending all my source, right, folks? So that's going to force me. I got to really decide. Am I spending my source and going to start with a lower CP at the start, or am I going to go all in on wave 1? It just seems so crazy, but it's such a great idea. Okay, let's think about this some more. So what are they going to have? They have Cram, who's got a lot of hit points and a lot of strength, and a dispatch. That's it. Both of them not upgraded and grouped together. So they have not a very strong force. I mean, we really could try to wreck them on turn 1. If we wreck them on turn 1, we have to defeat Cram and then survive the artillery die. Otherwise, we have to wait until the next wave. See, that's the only thing. It's possible that we can defeat the Fortress Gate this turn, but we may not, actually get all 3 objectives, because who's to say we're going to defeat Cram? Who's to say we're going to survive the artillery die? And so by trying to go all in on turn 1, we could ruin our chances. But no matter what, I am spending 3 to get the upgrade to our sanctuary, and that's the thing that lets me roll the CP die. So technically speaking, I just spent 3, which means I have 3 less CP. But if I roll a 3 with the CP die, I didn't lose anything. And then, of course, I roll a blank, which sucks even more. But in other waves, it could help. Now, do I really want to, spend my source so much that I think I do want to make a dent this first turn. But there's 2 ways to do it, right? There's the hammer and chisel. And the only hero I'm going to be able to deploy is Darb, who stinks, right? He only has 1 attack, but with a hammer and chisel, he can do 2 damage to every tower without needing to attack. And so he can really wreck the towers. And so that's good. And this guy is actually quite amazing. But he costs 6 source to do. So I'm going to spend 4 more on the hammer and chisel. And I know I'm hurting my chances here, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And so Darb is coming out with 3 health and hammer and chisel. And of course, I'm going to put him on the bottom. And I have, how much source do I have? I have 13 source. So here's my plan. I'm going to deploy with 13 CP. And then use my source to build towers, because obviously I'm going to gain source when I kill them, and do things like that. The other thing here is I forgot to put my landmarks out, so let's do that real quick. So just need to shuffle this particular stack. They get a swamp here, and we get a swamp there. Okay, and then we're going to have to roll the die for the rest. Just shuffling a little bit each one. And I may be making a big mistake. Maybe I should have just went all in 20 CP and then went boom. But let's play this out. Roll the die. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I'm doing is I'm just constantly rotating between them. So 3, 1, 2, 3 goes right back to the same type. There's only 3 types. So 1 gets us back to a swamp. Another 1 gets us the next type. A 4. It's going to probably get us to a 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. One of those. I wrote a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a swamp's coming out. And a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another swamp. And a 6. It's another swamp. Oh, I might already have them all out. I think I got them all. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. I don't get to reveal them all this time, of course. 13 CP. So if I do a Royal Talon for 5, a Wind Rush for 9, that's 4, that's 9, and then 4 more, a Humminger for 13. That's a pretty good start. And then I'm going to put the Wind Rush and the Talent together, and then the Humminger is going to be behind them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I would actually, there's a part of me that wants the Humminger in front of them, but it's not going to work because we got this nasty tower here. So I'm going to put them behind. And I think this is going to work out. I really do. And I also think that Darb is going to be able to destroy this tower pretty well. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're ready to rock and roll. So first player is the Brahmin on this round. So this dispatch is going to move 1, 2. And then Cram is flying. He's going to move 1, 2, 3. He's coming for us. Okay, it's our turn. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend 3 and then 4. That's 7 source. 13 minus 7 puts us down to 6. And we're going to upgrade this thing. He has 5 pips, so we're going to add another range. And we're going to add another attack. So, and in fact, we're going to do it the other way around. I want the 2 attack before the range. And then that puts him at 4 pips. He has room for 1 more upgrade, but that's our 2 limited build actions. So we now have enough range to go 1 and then 2 more out to here. And of course our Elfinkazi could come and actually try to hit this tower from the start, but I'm going to wait for a better chance. Okay, they did their move, they're done. So now we're doing ours. So this guy's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And he is, oh, he's not upgraded, so I have him on the wrong side. He moves 4, not 5. And then this one's going to move 1, 2. He has an Elfinkazi on him. And then we're going to move 1, 2 with Darb. And I'm very concerned about revealing this, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And it is a toxic secretion situation. I didn't put Darb there. I could have had Darb finish him off, but it's okay. All right, so now what happens? This Lance Launcher has 3 dice, and it's going to go after our transport. So that stinks, and I need our transport to survive this. So 3 dice, and I rolled a 1, 1, and a blank. So I'm happy with that. And then what's going to happen now is our transport has, the assault ability. So it's going, and it only does 1 damage, but the assault ability automatically destroys the bottom upgrade, and then the 1 damage is going to destroy the range upgrade. So we just wrecked this thing. It would have been nice for Darb to be in there because Darb would have been able to damage him more, but Darb is a slow mover. And then this guy does 2 damage, so we're going to do 2 damage to this toxic thing, which is going to hurt us the next time around. Now, what am I hoping for? I'm hoping that this Elfinkazi can stay alive and land right here, and then destroy both of those towers. That is very high wishful thinking, and maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should use it to take out this tower here. I don't know. But that's where we're at. Because I could have used this Elfinkazi here to do that as well. Okay, our turn, I think, is over. So now it's their turn. So flying. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. So now we get to the Wind Rush, which moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Darb is going to move 1, 2. And the Elfinkazi, or this guy, is going to move 1, 2. And Darb might be dead. Because we're going to be rolling 2 dice, and he's going to go after Darb. As much as Darb has that upgrade, it doesn't mean that Darb's going to be able to use it. So I have to decide now what I'm going to do. And I guess I'm going to take my chances. So he's going to roll 2 dice against Darb. And he did a 1-1. So Darb's down to 1 health. So the thing I know Darb's going to do is he's going to use his weak point, and it neuters the tower. So that's what I wanted to do. But he's down to the 1 health. And I got to worry about this guy. But he goes after the closest minion first, right? Closest opposing faction unit or spire. So closest one. And then this one here is going to be attacked by 2 dice and then 2 more dice. So as much as I think that his assault's ability is awesome, I don't think we're going to get to use it. So 2 dice first is 1 damage, and that was a blank. So just 1 damage, but he's down to 2 health, so we could just as easily die with these next 2 dice. Oh, it happened again. Oh my gosh. So he survives. So now what he's going to do is he's going to use his assault ability to take out that upgrade, and unfortunately he only does 1 damage, so he can't take out the next one. But taking out one of the attacks is good. And he stays alive. All right, so now this guy, however, has 2 attack. And actually, I could have done, I could have attacked with this one first. I apologize. I should have attacked with these guys first. So then that would have taken this away, and then Darb would have finished it off. And why is it important for Darb to finish it off? Because I need Darb to upgrade. That's why. Okay, so by defeating the Lance Launcher, we get 3, so we're up to 9. And we did destroy their tower, which that I am happy with. Okay, so it's their turn now. And Cram the Mighty is going after the closest. Here's 2, and there's 2. I get to choose, and I'm going to go after this one. And then, of course, this guy moves 2, like that. So then we get to resolve their attack. This guy has Cram the Mighty, has a 2 damage attack. And he is going to destroy our transport assault, which I think did a wonderful job. So now we have our flying unit left. So now he's flying with 5 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a flying unit left. This guy can't hit flying units, but that one can. But this can as well. So he's going to do 1 damage to our flying unit, but our flying unit's going to do 3 damage to him. And so we actually killed one of their dispatches, and that's going to give us 3 more source, and we're up to 12. And I don't know what I just dropped. Oh, my mouse. Let me make sure I'm still recording. I am. Okay, good. All right. Testing. Okay. All right. So this guy gets 3 health, and he's down to his last one. All right. Now it's our turn. I'm going to have the minions move first. This one's going to move first. No. This one's going to move first, and he moves 2 spaces. So we're going to move 1, 2, like so. Okay, so that puts us, we're still in range of this tower here, which is a little unfortunate, but there's nothing I can do about that. I can reveal this, which could be risky, but it could also be lucrative. And then I'm going to move this guy too. And the beauty part here is the Elfinkazi is going to move 1, 2, and then blow up. So I'm going to destroy that, and 2 from Cram. I don't think I'm going to do much to their fortress, but I do think I did do a good job of reducing these towers a bit, although this one still has wonderful range, and so does that one. And the air defense skill on this one, per the AI, is they target air units first, so I can't like intentionally target my Humminger. I can't quite do that. This one has the range to hit the Humminger and will. In fact, he can't even target the flying one. So our Elfinkazi did his job. Great job. And I'm going to go ahead and explore this. And it's an unstable rift. Look at this. That blows up for 2 damage. Okay, so that happens like right now. So I take 2 damage. Cram takes 2 damage. And the dispatch takes 2 damage. That was very... I was not expecting that. That also means then that this tower is probably very likely going to kill us. And then I'm revealing this one, which is a portal. And it's got overload, so I could spend 6 and get a relic if I would like. I don't know if I want to spend 6. I'm at 12 right now, and remember that's my CP for the next turn. So I don't know if a relic's worth it. Let me just grab a random one and see what... Yeah, that relic would have been just so-so. So I'm shuffling again. Okay, Oh, I got Darb. I keep forgetting about Darb. Darb needs to get home, but with the toxic secretion, I can't get past the toxic secretion guy to get home, and Darb only has 1 health. So that means what I should have done... I'm going to look up toxic secretion. Anytime a non-greed unit moves into a hex adjacent, it is dealt 1 damage. So it doesn't matter if you're flying. But I'm going to go ahead and move Darb 2 spaces this way. Get him away from Cram. And then maybe we can get lucky with some of these explore tokens. Darb could die. Okay, let's do this tower. The tower does 2 damage, and our Humminger's dead. Actually, this just put Darb in harm's way, so I need to figure out another plan for Darb. One of the things is, like, instead of taking the attack upgrade, I could have taken a health. You know what? I'm going to do that instead. So I'm going to take the health upgrade instead of the attack upgrade. So then Darb is going to move here, which causes him to lose a health, but then he can do 1 damage to that. Darb's still probably going to die, now that I think about it, but that's all I can do. Okay, and then this guy here is going to be attacked by 2 dice. So I moved him this way. I could have moved it like this, which meant that I wouldn't have revealed this. I know it sucks because I already saw what's in here, but had I done that, I could have destroyed more of this tower, but it's too late. I've already revealed this, so I'm not going to retcon that. Okay, let's do the 2 dice. So it's 2 damage. That's pretty standard. And we get to attack, so he does do 3 damage, and we might as well just take 1 range off of that tower. So it is now their turn. So this guy would go 1, 2, 3 like that. Nope, 1, 2, 3. He would go straight in, and this one would go 1, 2. And it's our turn. Our Elfin Kazi here, he has 3 roost. So that means we get to move 3 spaces with this Elfin Kazi. So on our turn, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, and then blow up and do 2 damage to Cram and 1 to the Dispatch. The Dispatch is dead. We get 3 source. We're up to 15. Okay, Darb can't really do anything. He's going to do 1 damage to the Toxic Secretion guy. You know what? He could. He could run away like this. So I can keep Darb alive. Because these are both just equidistant, so Cram can go after the tower just as much as Darb. And then we're going to explore, and I got the... let me show you what this is. That's the Grail Goats, which are going to be a little too tough for Darb. Okay, and then this one has enough range to shoot. So when Cram the Mighty came in, we're going to shoot at him with 2 dice. And I rolled a 2 and a blank. And believe it or not, that's enough to kill Cram the Mighty. So he loses his makeshift wings. Those are gone. And Cram the Mighty goes down, and he gives us 5 source, which puts us back up to exactly 20. So Cram is possibly able to go in depending on the event we draw, but we took out Cram, which meant I didn't need to move Darb. So let me pause for a second. When Cram moved in, this would have shot him. So then when it was our turn, we would have Elfin Kazi'd him. So I would have known that this guy took the 2 damage before we moved. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and be back to regularly scheduled programming. So my apologies. I went ahead and took my turn before we finished their turn and had our tower attack him. So this would have played out where I would have known that the tower did 2 damage to him, and then the Elfin Kazi was going to finish him off. I would have known all that. So therefore, I would have stayed next to Toxic Secretion guy, because this guy really does need to die. Maybe not this round, but he does need to die, because otherwise he's going to damage our units every time. So now we move to our flying unit here, the Royal Talon. And this guy has 2 range, so 1 plus 2 he covers all this area. But since I'm flying, I can move 1, 2, like so. However, I'm within 3 spaces, right? So they're going to do their artillery die, like we said. So they rolled a 4, so they got plenty of range. And they rolled 3 damage, so our guy's dead. And the artillery die stays alive. Had we rolled... There isn't even a 1 on here. So I need better health to get past that artillery die. Okay, so we accomplished one of our objectives. We defeated Cram. We did no damage to their fortress. The artillery die protected it. But everything else, we did some significant damage to those 2 towers. And then Darb is sitting here on 1 health, getting ready to kill that thorax, which is probably going to damage at least one of our units next round. We have 20 CP again, so even though I was like thinking that we needed to do our epic thing, and I apologize, because look, I revealed this. I'm just a mess this last round. It's late at night, and I probably shouldn't have done this last scenario, but I'm going to do this, and then I can go get a night's of rest. So, Wave 2. They're building Stronghold Level 2. So for the Brahmin, Stronghold Level 2 is their fortress now deals 3 damage to non-adjacent units. So they're going to retaliate for massive damage, against any ranged units that we have, which is not an issue, but Stronghold level 3 will be. We get CP equal to our source, and I'm going to roll the CP die, and we rolled a 3 this time, so we're currently at 23. And they're going to be putting out 2 dispatches that are going to be upgraded. And they're not going to be grouped together this time. And an architect that's also upgraded. Okay, so the architect's on the bottom, and these 2 go here. But before we do any of this, we got to roll the event die. I rolled a 6, which means Cram the Mighty's coming back with 3 health. So he comes back with 3 health, and he doesn't have the flying ability anymore, and he goes on the bottom of the dispatch. Okay, oh, see, my clock even thought that was foreboding. Okay, so we did everything that we need to for them. Now it's up to us. What are we going to build? Oh, market. We have that guy with the assault ability, and then we have this guy with the water walker. So if he's in the water, he's immune to tower attacks. The fact that he only does 1 damage, actually it could work, because if he somehow could get to here, he moves 3. So if he can get here, he can completely destroy this tower without any harm being done to him. He could also stand here on this water and kill the goat. So there's a lot of options for him. He cost 5 though. That's 5 CP we'd be losing. I'm not going to do any market stuff, I don't think. So I think, for here, obviously upgrading our guys seems interesting, but I'd have to spend 8. I think, because I rolled the CP die and I'm getting 3 bonus CP, I can get the Harrier training and still have 20 CP to spend. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the Harrier training. So I'm slowly, upgrading our base. Got stables level 1, and I'm going to do the Windrush, the Royal Talon, a Humminger, so that's 9 and 4 is 13, another Humminger for 17, and then 3 upgraded 3 Harriers. They're not going to be upgraded, but you know what I mean. They're going to have that bonus health for 18, 19, 20. So we're going to still get to do our magical run here. And I'm going to put the Royal Talon and the Windrush together again. This time, though, the Windrush is going to be at the bottom of the stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to be at the bottom. And the 3 Harriers... Ugh. Should I put them at the top? Humminger 1. Humminger 2. See, the problem is, because this toxic secretion guy's there, my Harriers are going to die just moving out of the gate. And my Humminger is going to take damage too, moving out of the gate. This is awful. Can I bring out my other heroes? Yes, I can. So I may want to do that instead. So this guy is 6, and this one's 3, so that would be 9 points. So if I do Keem instead of the 3 Harriers, I would need to figure out how to get 6 points back. The Wind Rush is 4, the Royal Talon's 5. This is 4. So I'm going to put both Hummingers back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to get Jelena out. And Keem is coming out as well. Okay, so that's 4, 9, 15, 18 out of the 20 I spent. $18 out of the 20. I can still spend 2, so I can still get 2 Harriers in here. So I don't know. I'll group them together, but one of them's going to die or get damaged pretty bad here. Okay, so here's what stinks. This Toxic Secretion guy is going to ruin our day. A Harrier is going to come out with 3 health. 1, lose. 2, lose. 3, 4. That's just how it's going to work. Then the Wind Rush, 1, lose. 2, lose. 3, 4. And then our 2 heroes are just going to stay put and not move. Because they know better, and we get to control where they move. So after all of that, we're going to have Darb kill this... Before we did any of our movement, we would have purchased a tower. And that's something I should have done. I should have spent $4 to make a Regal Lookout or a Minaret tower. Instead, I can only build a refuge or a high-rise. I think I'm going to build a refuge for 3. That's a crappy tower. But that's what I'm going to do, and it'll at least be cannon fodder for them. So yeah, now I kill this thing. He gives me 5 source, which I have 16 of, and so I'm maxed out. Anything I kill after this is not giving me any source because I didn't spend enough. Anyways, Darb upgrades. So now Darb has the flying and dodge ability and loses all of his upgrades, but he still only does 1 damage, but he gets his 3 health back. And all my heroes are now fully locked and loaded. Okay, so it's their turn. The dispatch moves 2. This dispatch moves 1. Or no, he would move 1, 2 this way because his route is blocked. I probably didn't pick up on that last time. The architect is going to move 3. He can only move 1. And then Cram can only move 1. Like so. So it's back to our turn. The Harrier is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And this transport's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And unfortunately, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could do that. I don't know if that makes it closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. Yeah, this is quicker. But I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and at least be a little further away. I don't think it helps. Now, Darb has flying and dodge. He can move 2, This one gets to move 2, and Keem moves 3. So he can go 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I just don't like this. So this guy has Splash, and he's going to attack the Harrier. And he does 2 damage. So the Harrier dies. The toxic secretion didn't help there. And now I got to look up Splash to see if it does 2 damage or just 1. And that would be on the Brahmin. Additionally deals 1 damage to all units adjacent. So I think I did Splash wrong a few times, but it's going to do 1 damage to our Windrush. Now, this guy gets to choose, and we're going to choose the Harrier. So we're going to roll 2 dice. And it did a 2 and a blank. So Harrier takes 2 damage. And the Harrier had Quick Strike, by the way. So we would have done that with the first Harrier because that Harrier would not have died yet. And now we get to do a regular attack with this Harrier, and that's why Harriers are awesome. So we took out a dispatch platform. So that Harrier did his job. Okay, I think everybody else is done. So now it's their turn. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and this guy moves 1, 2, 3. Okay, this guy has a 2 range attack, and we're just going to kill the Harrier. The builder will, before or after he moves, if he's next to a source, he will build a tower, but I think it has to be an empty source. Let me check. Triggers the first time adjacent to the source well before or after moving. It will construct a dispatch platform on that source well. And I think it has to be an empty, not an occupied. Yeah. So the answer to that is definitely yes. And so the architect can't build anything yet. All right. I think it is our turn, and our Windrush is in a bit of a pickle because they got 3 units here, and we're probably not going to get far. So what do I want to do with my heroes is the real question. I can fly in and die with my heroes. That part's true. Jelena has an Elfin Kazi on her. So there's one on the Regal Lookout. There's one on Jelena. I forgot about that. So Jelena can definitely do some damage. And I'm just... Obviously, the Windrush has no choice. He wants to use all of his movement. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. And I'm going to explore. This is an engage. And I'm going to explore. So the Windrush can't even attack the Architect anymore. He has to attack this. I was hoping to maybe get some toxic secretion, something or other, but I'm not going to. Darb. So anything here is in the realm of that Lance Launcher, and it does hit air units, so Darb would get hit. So I have to be careful there. And then this guy has a 2-range attack. He'll move here so he can hit this range. So I don't want to be in either of these spaces, or that dispatch can hurt us too. So what I can do with Darb is move 1, 2. I am in the range, but I'm going to move this one 1, or no. Yeah, I want to move 2 and then move this one 2. Even though he can actually move 3 spaces, I don't want to get in a range of that dispatch. And then this one's going to go 1, 2, and we're going to explore this. And it's the wounded priest that's recruitable. Or we can kill him and get an artifact. I am going to recruit him. So we have a unit, and I can place him right there, the closest road to where he's at. And I'm very happy with that. Yeah, so by doing what I just did, Darb is going to ruin this tower's day. But this tower is going to ruin one of our days, and I'm choosing Keem. So he's going to roll 2 dice, and he's going to do 2 damage. 2 damage to Keem, who had 1 extra health point than Darb did, so he could survive it. And he did survive it. But here's the problem. Darb, none of us get to attack the tower, so Darb still has to survive another turn. So that's a problem, but I can maybe bring this one in and let her take the damage next time. It is possible that Darb could be killed with 2 dice, so I think that would force the tower to shoot Darb even if she's available. It gets wonky. I mean, technically speaking, you could have killed this if you rolled 2 perfect 2s, so that allowed me to choose between them. But that is certainly an issue for consideration. And by the way, I did, hopefully the glare issue is a lot better. There was a setting on my camera that I finally figured out, and it's not perfect because I can definitely see glare on this one, but I think that most of the units are a lot more visible for you, and the tiles are a lot more. Anyways, it was bad before. Okay, then this guy is going to do 1 damage to him, and he does 1 damage back. So what's next? I can build another tower. I'm on this. Nope. I'd have to go to this particular spot and build the tower right there where I just went. So what's next is their turn. So we have this guy. He's going to go 1, 2. I didn't even think about this, folks. All these heroes I bought were worthless. Sorry. I'm backing up. I don't want to get killed that quickly. I'll keep this guy here, though, because we revealed the tile. So this one's going to move 1, 2, and he has a 2 range, so we're out of his range. 1, 2. This guy moves 1, 2, 3, and he's going to flip over and build a dispatch tower for them. That hurts. Yep, he constructs a dispatch there. And then Cram goes after the closest unit, which is there. Otherwise, we would have gotten away with it. So Cram is going to attack the Windrush, and he's definitely killing the Windrush. There's no surviving that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the Royal Talon, who's flying. Cram can't attack the Royal Talon even if he wanted to. And this one will do 2 damage to our priest. And this one doesn't hit anything, and that one doesn't hit anything. So, the problem is my heroes, I spent all this money or CP on our heroes, and they're really not very effective. Okay, so it's our turn. This one is going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I moved here, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's not going to move further away. He can't. And what stinks about him is he has to attack the guy with the engage keyword. This one had the engage keyword, but we do kill him, so he doesn't retaliate. So that part's nice. So we kill him. We get 4 source, but we're already maxed out at 20. I forgot I have an Elfin Kazi. So what I'm going to do with this guy is he moves 2 spaces. So I can move 1. You know what? I'll just move. Hold on. I'm going to move this one. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And this one 1. The Elfin Kazi is going to fly here and here. No. This guy's going to move 1, and the Elfin Kazi's going to fly to there, and kaboom. He loses 1 range, he loses 2 health, and that's it. So I wanted Darb to go here to kill the dispatch, but I don't think I can pull that off. Darb could attack the Architect. Architect's only going to retaliate with 1 damage, so he could do that. Or Darb could just simply go here. And then this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3 up against the Architect. And then, of course, our Priest has to move there. And our Priest is going to do 2 damage. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I can't get to the Dispatch. The Dispatch is going to take 2 damage. The Priest is retaliated against, and he dies. And I have to be careful because this Dispatch is actually going to hit Darb. So I need to think about, did I really want to move Darb there? And my answer is no. I'm going to move Darb here instead. And what you're going to see now is, yeah, so we get to do our attack. So Jelena is going to... I mean, is it really that important to upgrade Darb? It sort of is. But you know what? Darb's going to do the first attack. We're going to do 1 damage to this tower, and then Jelena's going to finish off the tower. Because Jelena's more important, and she's going to get an attack chip. So now she's up to 3. Then Keem is going to do 1 damage to the Architect, and the Architect's going to do 1 damage to Keem. And then here, we're going to do 3 damage to Cram, and we kill Cram again. So, or no, I'm sorry. We already did our damage with that Royal Talon. So Cram stays alive. Okay, I'm sorry. This is really getting challenging. So it is now their turn. This Dispatch is going to move 1, 2. This one's going to move 1, and the Architect's not going to move, but he's going to destroy himself and build another dispatch platform. So dispatch platform is going to come up again. And I forgot, the dispatch platform does get to attack, but all three of them are flying, and this can't attack flying units. So that's the reason why that dispatch never attacked. Now Cram can't attack a flying unit either. So he has to move 1, 2 like this, or actually 3, because he's, well, yeah, 3 here or here. It doesn't matter. He can't hit any of these flying units. Cram is pretty weak against them. So, so now that we move their units, this guy has the ability to hit somebody for 2 damage. And so there's a lot of choices here. And we're going to go ahead and let him hit Darb for 2. Okay, so now it's our turn. And this guy gets to move 2 to there. Jelena is going to move 2 to there. Keem is going to move to here. And Darb is going to move to there. So Jelena is going to wipe out their dispatch. Darb is going to wipe out their dispatch. And both are going to upgrade. So Jelena gets another upgrade chip. Darb is fully upgraded with his upgrade chip. And Keem is going to just damage the tower, because Cram would kill him. Well, Cram would do 2 damage to him. It's not worth it. Okay, it is their turn. We are within 3, so they're going to roll the artillery die. They got the range, and they're doing 3 damage. So 3 damage, and there you have it. We survived an attack. So now the artillery die is removed from the game, and we got a second objective complete. Although our Royal Talon is in really tough shape. So the Royal Talon, by the way, on our last turn, we're going to spend the 6 source. That puts us down to 14. We're going to spend the 6 source to destroy this gate port, and that gives us a relic. Why not? So we have a single-use espionage. Start of your turn during onslaught, remove any upgrade from a spire with 2 or more upgrades and place it on the bottom of another. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so it is their turn. Like I said, they just did the artillery die, and then Cram is marching towards our fortress because he can't hit. And so what he did is he just moved Darb towards his doom. But now it's our turn. And here's what's really cool. It says we even get to ignore upgrade restrictions. So at the start of our turn during the onslaught phase, we're going to remove any upgrade from a spire with 2 or more upgrades. So this spire has 2 or more upgrades. So I'm going to remove the attack upgrade, and I get to put it on any other spire ignoring restrictions. So I could put it on this one, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on this one. Yeah. Okay, so now it's time to go in for the kill. We're at 14 source. If we kill Cram, we're going to get 5. The Royal Talon is going to move 2 to there, and Keem is going to get an upgrade for destroying this. Darb will die if he stays where he's at, because this guy's going to roll 1 die, and the chances of him rolling a blank are low. So what do we do here? Darb would be able to annihilate this guy if he could just survive getting close. I should have removed the range, but even if he gets close, then he still gets to attack first. So Darb has to get away. He can't die. Cram can't hurt him, so I'm not worried about that. Jelena Nestor is going to be able to kill anything, including Cram the Mighty. So what I'm going to do is this tower is going to launch its Elfin Kazi. No, I can't. If I go here or here, I hurt myself. So we're not going to do anything yet. By moving Darb like I did, I was a DARPA Darb. That was a pun intended. I guess Keen is going to move to destroy that tower, and Darb will destroy this one. So then Jelena can one-shot kill all kinds of stuff. So oh, darn it. You know what? Jelena does 3 damage. Actually, she does 4 damage. She's just going to kill Cram. There's no need to fool around here. Let's just kill Cram. We get 5 source back, and that puts us up to 19. And then the Royal Talon over here does 3 damage, so we're going to knock them down to 7 health, and they're going to do 1 damage back at us. Darb is going to finish off this tower, and that gives us 3 source, and we're maxed out at 20 again. And then Keem does take an attack from their tower, and they did 1 damage, as you saw. So Keem does take 1 damage, and Keem is going to take out their range. And so now we go to the next round. They don't have anybody. So because they don't have anybody, all of our heroes camp. We can't do anything with our heroes anymore. And so Royal Talon, on its last life, is going to do 3 more damage. And so now they're down to 3 health. 7, 6, 5, no, 4 health. So we just took that, their fortress went from 10 health down to 4, just like that. Okay, so I already used my espionage relic, and that brings us to the end of wave 2. So now we move to wave 3. We still have 20 CP. And I'm going to go ahead and roll, and we get 1 more. So I'm at 21 CP. Okay, so what are we going to do? We have as much CP as there is source. They're going to be bringing out more stuff. Right now might be a good time to say, nope, we want to go backwards 1 and make them do the same thing they did last time. Now, the reason I would do that is because they wouldn't be bringing out their source siege. Well, actually, let's roll the event die, see what happens there. The event die is a 1, so that means the Battleborns are coming. And they're all going to be upgraded. Are they grouped together? I think they are. Nope, ungrouped. All right, so 3 ungrouped Battleborn just spawned right here. This is a wonderful opportunity for Jelena to just level up like mad. And they do go first. So they're going to take Keem out. Keem only has 2 health here. I should have put him there, so I'm going to put him here. And the reason being, they're going to just move out 2 spaces, and then with 2 range, kill Keem right here. That we don't want that. So it was a smarter move to put Keem here. Okay, so those are the Battleborns. So am I Yeah, I'm going to make them go back to 2 dispatches and an architect. So upgraded architect, upgraded dispatch, and an upgraded dispatch. So that's it for them. For us, like I said, we have 20. Technically, we have 21. And I think I'm going to just keep doing the same thing, except this time we're not hiring heroes, right? So there's 9. I don't even need the hummingers because we already have, I just need 1 humminger. So there's 13 and 16, 19, and 2 harriers make 21. So that's what I'm going to do. And so how am I going to group these and all that jazz? I really like the combination of, well, the wind rush and the flying guy is nice, but I think I'm going to separate them this time. This time I'm going to have the wind rush. Well, who should the wind rush carry? Actually, the flying guy is fine. Wind rush is going to carry the flying guy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 health onto the wind rush, but I'm putting him on the bottom. And then I'm going to put the 2 harriers in the middle. And then on top, or I'm sorry, next is going to be a humminger. And then on top, the tippy top, is going to be 2 jousts put together. All right, so during the build phase, the Brahmin build Stronghold level 3. So that means now they retaliate and do 3 damage every time. And they're going to also put a Lance Launcher Spire, AARR, in their fortress. So AARR. So this is going in their fortress. And I'm going to go ahead and put that right here so we can take that thing out. Okay, so with this, they go first. So the dispatch is going to move 1, 2. 1, 2. And then it doesn't know which way, so it'll go this way. And that's what I was getting at, is I had to stay out of the way with Keem, or otherwise this dispatch would have just wiped them right out. Now it's our turn, and I think Darb and Keem need to heal up. This dispatch will move here. This dispatch would kill Keem. So that's the thing I got to worry about, right? So Darb needs to retreat, and then Keem needs to retreat. Oh, I forgot. They're Battleborn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1. So Jelena, I'm just going to move her to here. Nope, to there. Ooh, where am I going to move her? This isn't going to work. I'm trying to be cute, and I can't. Because I have an Elfinkazi on this guy, and I want to blow the crap out of these guys, but I can't. Because I'm going to hit Jelena. So that just means I'm going to move 1, 2 to there. So Jelena does like 4 damage, so she's going to kill this Battleborn like he's nothing. And I think before our turn starts, I should spend some CP, right? I have 20. I still didn't get the dang upgrades that I need Dang it, I still can't build super towers. But I'm going to go ahead and just build a high spire then, high rise, for 1 attack and 1 range here. And that cost me 4, and then it's going to cost me 3 more to get another upgrade, which I'm going to get a range. So that's 7 source. Puts me down to 13, and then when I killed that Battleborn, that gave me 2, so I'm back up to 15. So, okay. That's all I can do. Oh, I forgot to move my guys. This guy's going to move 2. This guy is going to move 1. And the rest are stuck. That was sort of by design. Okay. So, after they moved, this tower gets to attack. So 3 dice. Boy, I'm just forgetting all kinds of stuff today. 2 damage against the Battleborn. So only 1 health left on that guy. All right, now I think I finally did it properly. So now it's their turn. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to flip over, and he's building a lance launcher. 1, 1. This guy's in range, so we're going to roll a die and hit the dispatch for 1. The Battleborn here is going to move 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go 1, 2, 3. And now they're all within range of stuff. So this tower here is going to attack that Battleborn. And I rolled a 1. This Battleborn's done. And that gives us 2 more. We're up to 17. This tower is going to roll 3 dice against that Battleborn. And I rolled a 4. So this Battleborn is gone. And I'm up to 19 source. Okay, I think that's it for their turn. So now it's our turn. This guy is going to move 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. And I'm going to launch this Elfinkazi to there and take 2 health off of that thing. All right, what am I going to do with my heroes? Keem needs to level up. Darb is already full level. So Keem is going to go 1, 2, and he'll kill this goat. Puts us up to 20 source, and Keem levels up once. Darb, on the other hand, needs to just move out of the way, and he did. And then I have Jelena here, who moves 2 spaces. I'm looking at that dispatch. I don't want to let the dispatch just get a free shot in. So it's going to move here. So if I move Jelena back 1 space, that dispatch can't hit us. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, it's their turn. 1, 2. Can't hit anybody. 1, 2. And 1, 2. All right. So we're in range of stuff. This can't hit anything, but he could hit this. So we're going to hit that with our high rise first. And we did 1 damage. Unfortunately, the dispatch is going to take out our range. And that's it for their turn. So now it's our turn. And here you can see Jelena can swoop in and kill the dispatch, and it will. Darb needs to go home and heal, and he will. Keem just needs to take advantage of things, so he can move 1, 2, 3 and kill that dispatch, and Keem will level up. So that's awesome. This guy can move this way for 2, and this way for 2, and then this one will move 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. That's how that's shaping up. All right, so the Keem is going to kill this dispatch. And we're maxed out on source, which is fine, but what's awesome is Keem now flips over, and he has that rally ability. So at some point now, he can let our units level up if he ever kills something. Now, I can't level up yet because I never took that upgrade, but it's something Keem can do, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, this builder isn't going to hurt Keem because Keem flies, and everybody else is just sitting tight. Jelena is going to kill the dispatch like he was nobody. And Jelena has 2 upgrades, so she's going to flip over. And when she flips over, she's going to go from 522 to 523. And then she has a 3 roost ability instead of 2. And by the way, the Elfin Kazi is still on her. The 2 attack chips go away. But I can launch the Elfin Kazi and destroy this lance launcher, for example. It is now a realm of possibility. We are done with our turn. So now they go, and they just have Bob the Builder here, and he can move 2 spaces if he goes this way, and he'll force me out. So Bob the Builder will do, well, he won't do anything yet. We got to attack him with our high rise. 1 damage for Bob. Okay, so then Bob's going to attack the Humminger and do 1 damage to the Humminger. And the Humminger will do 2 damage back. So now it's our turn. Darb is going to go back and heal. So he's back to full health, sitting pretty. We're in wave 3 right now. I think Keem, well, Jelena is going to move this way and reveal this, which is a Grail Wasp that's relentless and has 2 health. Keem's going to go in to kill this tower. Joust moves 1, 2, like so. And now he's up against this tower. The Harrier is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He's up against this tower. Both of these guys have Quick Strike, so this tower is completely destroyed before it even gets the chance to attack. How awesome is that? That was actually quite awesome. I agree. That was awesome. Then this one's going to move 1, 2, 3, and it's actually going to displace Jelena for 4. But that's okay. So we got all kinds of stuff here. Okay, so first things first. This tower got rocked because of Quick Strike. Keem used to have Quick Strike, but he doesn't anymore. He has Rally, which is interesting. So that means this tower is going to get to attack, and he goes after flying units first, so he is attacking Keem. And there you saw, I just rolled a 2, and that hurts Keem. And so now, it doesn't matter who attacks what, but I'm going to have Keem do it, because Keem will kill the tower and actually get an upgrade for it, because he does have a pip. So we're going to give him an attack pip, and now Keem does 3 damage. He's pretty badass. And then the same thing with Jelena here. So we're going to have her kill the Grail Wasp. We don't get any source for it, but Jelena gets an attack chip back. And that, my friends, is good, because now Jelena does 3 damage again. And I think we're going to win this round. I don't think there's any hope for them. Okay, so here's the problem, though. All of their units are done. So we are not allowed to move our heroes anymore. And that part stinks. But we still get to move our units. So the Harrier is going to move 1, 2, 3. Let's do this in the right order. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2. Oh no, they have a unit still alive. Right here. So they get to go. This guy wouldn't do anything, and then our tower would attack him. Yeah, our tower killed him. So yes, everything I said is still true. Our heroes can't move, but this guy can go 1, 2, 3, like so. All right, so what are we going to do? This guy has the assault ability, so instead of attacking their fortress, which I probably should do, I'm going to assault him and then damage him and take 2 pips off of him. He's going to roll 2 dice against me, and he does do 3 damage. And I could have had him maybe go against the Harrier. But I'm going to go ahead, since I didn't call it, I'm going to make it the guy that's attacking him. Okay, but the Harrier is attacking their fortress, and the Harrier is going to do 1 damage to them, so they're down to 3, and then the fortress is going to do 3 damage back. Harrier is dead. And new Harrier comes back. Alright, so back to our turn again. This guy moves 1. This guy moves 2. They're all just sitting in a traffic jam to destroy everything. I'm going to roll 2 dice, this time against the Harrier. And it did 1 damage. Nope, it can't be against the Harrier. It has to be against the Windrush. And then the Windrush is going to assault and then kill. So they don't have their tower anymore. And then the Harrier is going to do 1 damage, puts them down to 2. Yes, I know I'm probably making this last longer than necessary, but I like turtling. So it's our turn again. The Joust is coming in. And yes, we can quick strike this guy for 2 damage. And boom, we just won the scenario on wave 3. So, you know what? I admit that this wasn't very hard, but this one was so much fun. And I think it's because it's more of like what I expect a traditional, defense of the agents or tower defense or whatever you want to call it. This felt like I was truly playing the game that I wanted to purchase. So none of the cute stuff. So anyways, I really like these types of scenarios. I really do. So anyways, I maybe I would like the endless mode, because I think there's an endless mode that's just this. Who knows? But lots of fun. We won. And I guess I'm technically supposed to keep track of my score. So I think in number 4, whoops, that pen doesn't work. I think in number 4 for the Brahmin, I only got 2 more. So I had a 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I had a final score of 10. And then for our number 4, we did get all 3 objectives. So 3, 6, 9, we had 11 points for the heirs. I still didn't have a perfect score. But I'm still very happy. I mean, these are challenging scenarios. Even if this last one looked easy, it wasn't easy. I mean, you have to think ahead a lot. I mean, like I said, Kim could have died if I would have moved him here instead of there. And so, I mean, I am retconning things as I make realizations that I didn't think through my turn. Let me just say to you that when you're doing a video, you got so much stuff going through your head that's above and beyond just playing the game. Sometimes you feel like you can't let any dead air happen, so you have to keep talking even though you don't know what you're supposed to say. And then more importantly, I don't want to sit here and make you watch me wait any longer than I have to. So a lot of times I make impulsive decisions, although I have to confess I like making impulsive decisions. And the way I play solitaire games is I make impulsive decisions, and then when I realize, oh gosh, I didn't think that through, then I do retcon it. But things like, when you reveal a landmark that you didn't know what it was, you shouldn't retcon those. I think I made a mistake with Darb where I revealed one here and then I moved it back. So my apologies on that one. That's actually wasn't very a smart thing for me to do. But beyond that, we won. It was a good scenario, and like I said, the Narora are next, and I'm actually quite concerned about the Narora. I would say that of all four of these um, factions, the Narora bother me the most. Like that's not my play style to have. They're almost like the Protoss in StarCraft, but they have a lot of like cutesy little abilities, but I'm not a big fan of them. These air units are actually quite nice, but the thing about the air units that are frustrating is there's really not a lot of upgrades to the fortress that matter. And if you're playing a multiplayer game, if there's a tie or whatnot, whoever has the most fortress upgrades is the winner. And it's really interesting because the Brahmin really benefit from having as many fortress upgrades as possible. The air does not. And so the Brahmin is like more suited to winning if they can stay alive to the end. These Narora, um, maybe we'll figure it out and it will get good. But man, oh man, all I have to say is that just like reading their abilities and all that, they definitely look like they're outside my playstyle. The Brahmin are probably the closest to my playstyle because they're brute force. I like that. The airs, I think I started to learn to like them. I think the airs have excellent heroes. That Jelena was awesome. Darby sucks, but the other ones are good. And as far as the units go, the way the Harriers combine together, awesome. The Elfin Kazi, of course, is a huge part of the game, and that was awesome as well. So, anyways, I don't mean to ramble here, but yeah, Narora is going to be interesting. I think I'm going to struggle with them. And then the Grove Tenders, I think I'm actually going to do fine with the Grove Tenders. Um, that summon ability when you're playing as the Grove Tenders is at any time you want. So it's none of this nonsense where you have to have exactly one health point left. That's only how the AI works. And in our world, if we know we're going to possibly get killed, we can summon right now. Heck, on wave one, at the start of the wave, we can summon right away as soon as we move out of the gate. We don't have to wait until we're damaged to summon. So that's just something that I think that makes the Grove Tenders pretty awesome. And when you summon them, they usually come out upgraded. And that's the thing. That's how you actually get upgraded units with the Grove Tenders is only through summoning. Um, but I'm getting way ahead of myself. That's a lot of hours of gameplay. And I have a gaming session tomorrow with real people. So I probably will not get back to recording this for, I may be able to do it after they leave if I have the energy, or it's going to be a few days, is what I'm trying to say. But today was a marathon. I think I did a lot of playthrough today. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. As always, stay awesome. It's a fantastic game. And then, you know what? There's even co-op, which you can solo play the co-op where you're just playing two sides. I mean, there's just so much to this game. Um, I've never felt like I'm getting value for my money more than I am with this game. This game is just giving me so much value. Actually, DBG's Hornet Leader gives you a lot of money or value for your money because there's like 3 different ways to play DBG Hornet Leader. It's like 3 games in one. This game is very equivalent. Like Too Many Bones has a lot of replay value, but I'm telling you, this game has even more. So kudos to these guys. I actually didn't kickstart this one. I passed on it. I only got into it because some of those awesome other people started to show videos, and I was like, man, that's actually more my style game. I was very nervous about this one, and I just can't say enough how happy I am to have picked this up. I didn't back it, but I was able to get in on their pre-purchase system. So I still got it when all the backers got theirs, but I sort of did it outside of the Kickstarter. Anyways, enough of that. Thank you for watching. Stay awesome, and have a good night, everybody.